And we are live! Hello mga kakwento, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good afternoon here in the Philippines, and good evening to US of A. Wherever you are tuning in, to those who are watching or will watch the replay later, thank you, thank you, thank you. Welcome back to another episode of Kape at Kwento, Kwentong Pagbabago, where we keep it real for life, change, and growth, one coffee at a time. I am Lori, a former OFW, a mother of two, the face behind Life Riddler business page, and now a proud digital business owner. So I'm so excited this afternoon and evening in America because we're going to hear another inspiring story that will remind us that all our dreams don't have any borders. So our special guest is Loie, is originally from Kenya and now living in Oregon, USA. So she's a mom, a wife, a legal assistant by profession, and a proud digital business owner. Imagine that, balancing family, work, and building a business on the side. That's the kind of story we want to hear because it inspires us to realize what's possible. I will add to stage Louise. Did I pronounce it again correct?
Lois, it's okay, fine.
Low, low, low,
Lois,
Louis. Lois. Okay,
yes.
Lois. Hi, Lois. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you, Rory. Thank you so much for the invite.
Yes, thank you so much for your time to guest on my coffee and story of change go live series. So I'll begin with my first question. Can you share with us a little about your journey from Kenya to Oregon? How did life bring you there? And what's your life like now as a mom and a legal assistant?
Wow, that's a very great question. Thank you so much, Rory. Well,
Welcome.
I am Lois, originally from Kenya, born and raised in Kenya, a mother to one young adult and a legal assistant by profession, and a proud digital business owner. Just to share about myself, back in 2019, it's when I migrated to the US from Kenya. And the reason why I migrated is because I wanted to keep my family together. And that's meant that because my husband was living on this other side and I was living on the other side, but it got to a time that we needed now to stay together. And so my husband, my daughter, and I started on a journey to move to Oregon, and that's how I found myself here. Well, it's not that I didn't have a career. I had a very nice career back in my country in Kenya, but I decided to give my family the first option and decided it's the time that I put my family together. And so when I landed in US, I had to start looking for another job. It wasn't easy at first. And I was contemplating, do I go back to school and do what everybody else was doing? Because most of the people, when they migrate to the US or come to the diaspora countries, they get into the healthcare. And I wanted to do something that I had a passion for, something that I wanted to feel that that's what I wanted to do. I am afraid of what happens in the healthcare field. So I did not give the idea of me going back to school and becoming a nurse or working in the healthcare field a thought. So I just started looking for a job. And at some point I got a job as a legal assistant in the state of Oregon. And that's how I started my career there. And it has been like, let me say, it has been a career that is fulfilling, but I found at some point that, as you say, when we come to this country, everybody back home is kind of depending on us. And so I found that I was living paycheck to paycheck, and I had to decide to look for something else different for me to be able to keep up with paying up my bills and also being able to support my people back at home. And that's when I started looking, well, the healthcare that I was afraid of, I found myself jumping into it once in a while. And what happens, that meant that I had to have two jobs at the same time. And what does that mean? It meant that I had no time for my family, even to prepare for them fresh meals. And so, and it hurt me because at some point I found my daughter asking me, as much as she's an adult, a young adult, asking me, Mom, I want to find out when are you not going to work so that I can have time and we can have a talk. As a mom, that pained me. And I also noticed that I didn't, she was approaching to going to college, and I noticed that I had not saved enough money for her to make sure that she goes through college without incurring any student debt, and also keep up with my bills. And I was also not saving enough for my retirement. So at that moment, it when it clicked on me and it dawned on me, something has to change.
Okay. Thank you for that. Being a legal assistant is already demanding, right? So aside from the time freedom, the living paycheck to paycheck, and what made you decide to have something aside from your profession and explore this digital business aside from those that you mentioned earlier?
Okay, thank you so much, Rory, for that question. Yes, as I mentioned earlier, I was looking for something else that I could be able to do, as well as not sacrifice time for my family and my own time and my own health, because I was already juggling two jobs. I've already told you that. So the reason why I started looking, I wanted to look for something that would give me, not take me away from my family, and I'm still able to accomplish what I wanted. And that's when I started searching. And when I started searching, most of the time you search online. But I want just to go back. I want to tell you, I did not see this business the first time when I started searching. I saw this business even before I started searching, but I did not jump into it. And I'll elaborate that why I did not jump into it. And so when I found this business, the reason why I jumped to it is because it ticked all the boxes what I was looking for. One, it was going to give me time flexibility, and I could work on it at any time and alongside my 8 to 5 job. And then I can also do this business alongside with my family. It doesn't take me out of my family, because if we are deciding to do a vacation, I can do this business at the same time we are on a vacation, because I always say it's a business in the pocket, because as long as you have a phone, you have an internet, you're good to go. That's what I said, and that is the reason why it ticked. And then another thing, it's also legit. And so I was looking for something legit, because you've had I work in the legal field. So I would hate to be the person that everybody, like the hunter, become the hunted. So that's why I was looking for something legit, because we do pay taxes during the tax season, depending on wherever you are. Rory is in Philippines. They do get those tax forms during the tax season. If you're in Canada, you'll get. If you're in UK, you'll get. And another thing, this business is global. So I knew why I should jump into is because the minute I decide that I want to go back to Kenya, since this business is global, I can move back in my country and continue doing business. And like my job, I cannot continue doing my job when I decide to move somewhere else, even not just moving back to my country. Even if I decided to move to another state, I cannot go with my job. Those are some of the things that made me decide to explore into this digital world, because I was looking for something flexible, something that I could do at my own schedule and at my own pace, and I don't have to meet certain deadlines. That is why I explored into the digital world.
Yes, thank you for that, Lois. That's the beauty of our digital business. You can work anywhere you as long as you have your phone or your laptop, as long as you have the internet, you can work anywhere even if you're here in the Philippines, you're in US, or if I will go to Singapore, I can bring my work there. I can bring my business there. If I will go to Wales, I can also bring my business there. So anywhere, even if you're on vacation, you can do your business. Thank you for that, Lois. For my third question, every new journey comes with doubt. Did you ever have any fears or hesitations when you first learned about this business? And if yes, how did you overcome it?
Okay, thank you so much, Rory, once again, because, and I just want, just before I answer Rory's question, I just want to tell our viewers, let me tell you, in our business, every day is a learning day. Just before we came on this live with Rory, I learned something new, what Kepo and Kento means. So that is something that that is something that I love about business, because being global, you learn from different people, different cultures, different languages. So if you want to know, comment on the comment section and tell me. I want to know what Kevo and Kento means, and I'll tell you. Okay, yes, that's a fact. Every journey has its doubts and its fears. It's true, because nobody wants to step into the unknown, because when you're stepping into a new journey, you're not sure what you're going to expect. And so I did have fears, I had doubts, but there's something that kept me going. And one of the things that kept me going, because I asked myself, if I don't know what is on the other side, if I don't explore and to find out what is on the other side, how will I know what opportunity I've missed? But if I explore and find out, oh, this is what I have on this other side, is it something that I can do, or it's something that I cannot do? That gives me an opening, or rather, it opened my mind and tells me, you can give it a try. And I want to tell you, it's good for you to have your fears, or to be skeptical, and to have your doubts. But make sure you do your due diligence, because that fear that is holding you back, remember, even the Bible says that God has not given us the spirit of fear, but He has given us the spirit of love and sound mind. So why do you want to fear? He had a reason why they moved. God had a reason why they moved me from my home country to this place, and knew there was a reason why this opportunity presented itself. It's because God wanted me to explore that opportunity. And that's why I had to overcome my fear. I wasn't really a social media person. That is one of the fear that I had, because when I saw the ad, I saw it on Facebook. And one of the questions that I asked my mentor when I got a chance to talk to her, do I have to do what I saw you doing because I saw you on social media? And her response was yes. And so I said, I don't think I can do that. And she told me, or what she told me, and I was like, I'm not so sure, but I'll still give it a try, because I want to know what is on the other side. And I believe there is light at the end of the tunnel. That is what I believed. And so that is how I overcome this, because I knew remaining skeptical will not help me in any way. And my pain was more painful of me remaining the same than the gain I was going. I did not know the gain I was going to gain, but the pain of remaining the same, and I did not want to regret. I wish I started that business. How far would I be? So that is one of the reasons I decided to explore. So if you're out there and you're listening to us, you have that fear, you have those doubt, you are hesitating, or you're saying, I cannot do what they are doing. Let me tell you, we have trainings that transforms you. It changes you, and you get out of your comfort zone. And I want to tell you, there's nothing that comes out from your comfort zone. You have to be uncomfortable for you to be successful. And when it dawned on me that that is what I have to do, I had to make sure that I drop that fear, I drop those doubts, and get into it in with all my faith, knowing that I'm going to conquer this, because doubt and fear will not give me anything. But with faith, I can achieve anything that my mind tells me. And also, I had to change my mindset, because I also had this mindset that the only way I can make ends meet is being an employee. No. When you get into this business, you have to learn that mindset is very important. And that is why thing I like about our business, because it's not just about the money. it's it transforms you all around. Yourself as a person, you get to learn very many soft skills, your self development, get out yourself out of that comfort zone. And you feel it also make you to learn yourself, know who you are, understand yourself, and know the capabilities that God has given you, and use the talents that I've given you, because each one of us has the power that God has given us and talents. But the question is, how do you use them? So we have to be very careful how we use them. Otherwise, because even the Bible says at one point you'll be asked, I gave you this, how did you use it? So don't dwell on your fears and on your doubts. Move forward and leave the rest to God as long as you do your part.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Lois. That's very, very inspiring. That's very wonderful. When you mentioned earlier, every day there is learnings in our business. Yesterday, when I had my guest, Miri from Fiji Island, but she's in USA. She's residing in USA now. I also learned from her because she's a part-time Lyft driver. So I need to search what is a Lyft driver. So I didn't know in US it's like Grab or Uber in
Yeah.
Philippines, Singapore. So I learned from her, and I learned from her. I have a lot of things I learned yesterday. And another thing I learned was she told me that we need to learn, we need to learn to do, and we need to learn to teach with this business. And also, being skeptic or doubtful, or if you have fear, it's very normal. So we just need to do our due diligence, and also we need to get out of our comfort zone. Because um, when I also saw this business, I was also scared. I was also very doubtful and very, very skeptical, because when I work in a bank, my brain, my mind is already programmed that everything online is scam, everything is fraud, because it's our defense. So we need to be very cautious with in terms of this online scams or online fraud. But I did my due diligence. I researched the business, and although I was not yet 100% convinced when I started, but I believe that it was my answered prayer. It was God's divine intervention. I didn't see the ads because I just saw it. It was really God's way to show me the opportunity that can change my life. That's why I started this business. But after the training, when I go along the training every day, it's not only 100% that I believe in the business. It's 2,000% I really, really believe in this business. What I saw is gold mine of opportunity, which I hope our viewers can also see this opportunity. It's okay to start scared. It's okay as long as you take the leap and start. That would change your life and your family's life. Thank you so much, Lois. To those who are watching or will watch the replay later, if you can resonate with Lois' story, you can register on our website displayed on screen. So I'll proceed with my fourth question. You're balancing family, a full-time carer, a full-time career, and this business. What are the top three things you love about this business and that makes it worth your time?
Okay. Yeah. If there are top things I love about this time, you really don't have to know it all for you to start this business. And you don't have to be perfect. Just come as you are. And the reason why I say is that is because I know somebody will say, I don't have to be, I'm not a social media person. How am I going to do this business? You really don't have to be a social media person. What you have to do is to believe in yourself. Do you have what it takes? And if there's one thing that challenged me once I joined this business and I saw the gold mine that Rory was talking about in this business, I asked myself, those people that I'm seeing that are digging this gold mine, they have got two hands, two eyes, two ears like me, and they're killing it in this business. Why not I? So one thing I love this business is that it doesn't matter your professional background. It doesn't matter your level of education, and it doesn't matter how prepared you are. Come as you are. Because, and another thing is because it works on automation. You don't have to be there all 24/7, but your business works for you 24/7. And when I say that is because we have tools that have been put in place in our training that enable your business to work for you 24/7. So even when I'm working at my 8 to 5 job career, I still have my business working on the background. When I'm having time with my family, my business is working on the background. Even when I'm going on vacation, my business is still working on the background. In short, what I'm trying to say, the 90% of this business has been done for you. What is required for you is to put in your 10%. And once you put your 10%, I don't see why you're not going to get the result. And another thing I love it's about this business, there is no competition. We work as a team, we help one another, because once you decide that you're going to be in this business, you're added into a VIP Facebook where you're going to meet about, I think now we're about 260,000 people or thereabout. I can't remember the statistic very well, but the last time I checked, I think we're about that number. And when you are added in that community, in case you have any problem, since your business is global and maybe your mentor or coach is not at the same time zone with you, you can ask that question and anybody will be willing to help you. That's what I mean that we are not in competition. Because if you are in competition, Rory would invite me for this go live and I'll be like, no.
Yes.
So that's what we are talking. We work as partners. We each have our own businesses, but we work as partners. Those are some of the highlights that I can give about this business. And the fact that it is legit and it has its presence in over 50 countries. No, yes, 50 countries. So you can imagine how. And oh, I almost forgot something. I know you told me three things, but I know I've said more than three things. And then
It's okay.
the company that we are
Because it's a
affiliated with,
lot. Three things
yeah,
is not enough.
the company that we are affiliated with has been in existence for 51 years. We celebrated 51 years in June. And so I want to ask you, for those people who may have been saying that this is not a legit, or maybe it's kind of a scam, it's something that will come and go. How do you expect a company that has been in existence for 51 years to disappear within a month? No. If it hasn't, it has been there even before I was born. So you can imagine that's how solid it is. There are so many other things I can say about this business, but I know because of time, I want to stop there. Back to you, Rory.
You've heard that. I love what you said earlier. They have eyes. Same with us, right? So they're just ordinary people, just like us. But they are successful. We have already seen half a million people in our community. A lot have already very successful. We have already seen real people who are really successful in this business, right? So for those who want to start their business, you just need to be coachable. As long as you can learn something and you are willing to learn something, then you can do this business. Even though you're not into social media, you will be inspired to go to social media. to present yourself in social media. That's what we're doing right now. Actually, for us, we're not financially connected, but we are supporting each other with this business. That's the real beauty of our business.
That's
Thank you
true.
for that. For my fifth question, how has this business changed your perspective on your future, for yourself, for your family, and the kind of life you are building?
Well, one thing I want to say, as I said that I wasn't a social media, I want to say if there's something that this business has done for me, it has transformed me. It got me out of my cocoon, my comfort zone, which I thought it was a comfort zone, but it wasn't a comfort zone because it had a lot of pains since I didn't have family time for myself. I didn't have time for my family. I may tell myself that was a safe zone, but I don't think it was. But that's the way we all tell ourselves. So that is one thing I like about this business. And another thing is that it's a business that I can pass over to my family. I'm not just building a business for today, I'm building a legacy. That is one perspective I've come to learn about this business. It's something that I can be able to pass over to my family. And the reason why I'm saying that is because I know our children, they have their own aspirations of career. I know my daughter would not aspire to be what I am currently as my career. But this business, I know I can pass it over to her. She may not be actively involved in the business, but I can still make her a beneficiary in this business. How great is that? And one thing I say is that energy that we put in our 8 to 5 or 9 to 5 or whatever time our night shift or double shifts when we take so many other shifts to work so that we can make ends meet. If we put that energy in this business, you can go very far because it's what effort you put. Don't just start up a business and sit behind and think because Lois and Rory said that this business 90% has been done for you. You have to make sure you do your 10%. And if you do your 10%, this business is going to reward you as much as you want. And so I'm grateful because I can take control of my time and live according to my own terms. Because if there is one thing that pains me a lot as being an employee, is because I cannot live my life according to my own terms. And one of the things is because if I want to take a vacation, there's a policy at my workplace that says the longest vacation I can take is 2 weeks. And
Two
if
weeks.
So you can imagine if I'm planning to go vacation back to my country, or maybe Rory has invited me to go and spend some Christmas time with her family, and I just go there for 2 weeks. Is that really fair? No. That is why I decided I want to do something different, jump into this business and take control of my life and live my calling to my own terms because I know life is not just meant to be survived. It's meant to be a jewel and I want to enjoy my life to the fullest and live my time. I know you may say that my plate is full. I'm a mother, I'm a career person, I'm a wife, I'm everything. I have no time to this. We all have 24 hours. Nobody has got more than 24 hours in a day. But how do you use that time? That is a question I want to ask you. How do you use that time? Do you use that time to get a paycheck or do you use that time to build something that can sustain you and your family in the future when you're not active in employment? Remember that energy that you're putting in to do extra shift, do multiple jobs, it's not going to be there forever. You're not going to remain young forever. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that you're going to wear out. I'm just saying you might get to a certain age that you do not have that energy to do those things that you're doing them right now. So make sure that you've built something that can take care of you in that future time.
That's wonderful. You know, when you mentioned 2 weeks because when I was in Singapore, way back September 2023, I planned to go to Wales with my two kids, and we were only able to spend 2 weeks. 2 weeks in Wales, from Singapore to Wales. So we only
Oh,
spend 2 weeks because I can only go on leave for 2 weeks.
see?
Nothing more than that. So we just went there for 2 weeks, spent 2 weeks with my mom and with my stepdad. Then after I lost my work pass in July 2024, I went to Wales again since I don't have any work. I spent months there. There's no more 2 weeks. I spent months in Wales. And then I found this business. When I was in Wales, I found this business. I saw the
Wow.
ads from my mentor in UK. She's a nurse in UK. And I was very, very grateful that I saw her ads because if I didn't see her ads, I won't be here. I won't be starting this business. Thank you for the like, Mansing Patwal. Thank you for watching. And for my last question, Lois, for those watching right now, maybe moms, professionals, or anyone feeling stuck, what advice would you give them about taking the first step into something new like this online business?
Okay. Wow. Just this is our parting short question. I want to say for that person who is feeling stuck, please don't stay stuck for a very long time. It is the high time you decided that you try something new. And even if you are professional and just depending on that one paycheck, it's not, because I want you to imagine when you the day you'll wake up and you cannot go to that work. Not that I wish anybody bad, but maybe because you have to call out sick. You can
That's
imagine,
that's the reality, right?
yes, it's a
What you mentioned
reality.
is a reality.
It's a reality. So, what will happen, and you have a family to feed? That is something that should ask yourself. So, I just want to tell you, it's good to be skeptical as we started from the beginning, but make sure you do your due diligence and step in. And one thing I love about our business, you've got 30 days to try it out and know whether this is something for you or it's not something for you. And also, this business is not fit for everybody. Yeah. So it might also not be a good fit for you, or you might not be the good fit for this business. So just take that leap of faith. You have 30 days to try it out. If you feel that it's not something that you can do, we give you a refund and we keep to our words. That's how legit and integrity in our business is. And I will tell you this for a fact because there's somebody who told me, I have paid, but I have refunded. But I did not refund because I wanted to refund. I refunded to be sure that it is true what you said. And so she confirmed. So I asked her, have you confirmed? Yes. So now you can say even whether the other things that I've been telling you about, whether they are true. I wouldn't come here, as I said, I wouldn't like the hunter to become the hunted. I wouldn't come, or we wouldn't come here on the social media to put our faces here if we know what you're telling you is not true. I know there are those people who like those shiny, shiny things. And what I mean by that is those things that they get rich quick things. Let me tell you, this is not the one. As you're taking that bold step and getting into this space and deciding, I want to do this business, remember, this is not a get rich quick thing. We don't do such things. This is a legit business that needs your commitment. If you're still looking for those get rich quick things, remember, easy come, easy go. The way it will come easily, that's the way it will go easily. This one you have to put in the work and be ready, and that's how you get your results. So if you're out there and not looking for a get rich quick thing, come join us on the board and start digging the gold mine, because we have a gold mine in this business and you'll love it.
Wow, that's really inspiring. Thank you so much, Lois, for your time to be my guest. and for sharing this beautiful story of and wisdom with us, the story and wisdom with us. I'm sure many watching right now, okay. For those who will watch later, I'm sure you can relate to our journey, juggling family, work, and dream. So for mga kakwento, friends, this conversation reminds us that growth happens when we dare to step outside our comfort zones and invest in our future. So if Lois can do it, starting from scratch and balancing so much, then maybe this is also possible for you. So don't let fear or excuses hold you back. The best time to start creating the life that you want is always now. So thank you so much, Lois. And thank you for spending your time with us to this afternoon and tonight. Mga kakwento, let's continue to open our hearts to new possibilities, open our minds to new ways of earning, and open our lives to true freedom. So see you again on my next episode of Kape at Kwento, Kwentong Pagbabago. Tomorrow, I will have Go Live. Sorry, not tomorrow. On Monday, I will have Go Live. That would be 15th of September. 10 a.m. Philippine time and 12 noon Australia time with another special guest, originally from Philippines and now residing in Australia. So watch for it on Monday. So see how global this business is. So bring your coffee. Afternoon coffee. Bring your dreams and let's talk change. Let's continue to earn smart and live free and grow into the person God created us to be. So if you want to learn more about our online business, you can direct message us or sign up on our website at for my website, it's www.loriramos.com, and for Lois, that's www.loiskiaradigital.com. So thank you so much, Lois, and thank you for watching, and thank you for watching the replay later. We will send you the link once you registered. You will be able to watch the free info session about this business. So good night and good afternoon and good night to you, Lois. Thank you so much. God bless us all. Bye
God bless you.
bye.
Bye.